Dear students, welcome back to social science class. In the previous video, we were studying about the Earth, our living planet. This is the second part of the video, and in this video, we are going to discuss about latitudes and longitudes on the Earth. Dear students, be ready with your pen and notebook. Go on listening the video carefully and make your own notes and then write them in the rough book. First of all, we will see the shape of the earth. The shape of the earth is spherical. Because of the shape of the earth in spherical order, it is difficult to locate places, directions, and it is also difficult to calculate the distance between one place to another place on the earth. Because the sphere will not be having any corner. It is impossible to understand the relation between different places on the earth without understanding the exact location, the exact direction, and the exact distance of the places is not possible. That means it is highly impossible to understand the relation between different places on the earth until we understand the exact location, the exact direction, and the exact distance of the place. Because the earth has spherical shape. The sphere is not having any corner, any angle, etc. The sphere has no any corner points. Because of that, it is difficult to understand the exact location of a particular place on the earth. As to understand the exact location, the distance between one place and another place, and the direction of the particular place, as that is whether it is towards the east or west or north or south, and a network of lines are drawn on the globe. That means the network of lines are drawn on the earth globe to identify or to understand exact position of the place and distance of the place and direction of the place. These lines are called as lines of latitudes and lines of longitudes. It means that lines of latitudes and lines of longitudes means the imaginary lines drawn on the globe to understand the exact position, distance, and direction of the particular place on the earth are called as lines of latitudes and longitudes. Here, globe means it is the model of the earth. The model of the earth is called as globe, and it is highly impossible to draw the lines on the earth. So we are having the model of the earth which is called as globe, and we have drawn lines on the globe, and these lines are called as latitudes and longitudes. These lines are drawn to understand the exact position, distance, and direction of a particular place on the earth. Now once again we will see the meaning of longitudes and latitudes. The imaginary lines drawn on the globe to identify exact location, distance, and direction of a particular place on the earth are called as latitudes and longitudes. Now we'll go to study another important point of the lines of latitudes and longitudes is grid. Grid is nothing but it is the lines which are drawn on the globe in the form of net. The lines which are called as latitudes and longitudes are drawn horizontally and vertically on the globe. That means latitudes are drawn horizontally and the longitudes are drawn vertically on the earth globe. The horizontal lines are called as latitudes and the vertical lines are called as longitudes. These latitudes and longitudes go on intersecting each other at a right angle, and they create a particular network of lines which is called as grid or graticule. Now we'll go to study latitudes and longitudes separately. First of all, we will understand what are latitudes. Latitudes are nothing but they are imaginary lines drawn horizontally on the earth globe. They are drawn from east western direction to eastern direction. These lines are having equal distance between each other, and the distance is measured in degrees. 0-degree line of latitude, which is called as equator because it divides the earth into two halves from north to south. The north of the equator is towards the north of the equator, that is 0-degree latitude is called as northern hemisphere, and the southern towards the south of the equator is called as southern hemisphere. Half sphere is called as hemisphere. The equator is the longest latitude and it is equal to circumference of the earth. We have already studied what is circumference of the earth. The equatorial circumference we have already studied. The equator, that is 0-degree longitude, is the longest latitude on the earth globe, which is equal to the circumference of the earth, and also it is called as great circle because it is the longest circle. The other latitudes are shorter in length, and the length of the latitudes goes on decreasing as we go far distance from the equator towards the north pole and the south pole of the earth globe. All latitudes are latitudes are the circles and parallel to the equator, and also they are parallel to each other, means every latitude on the earth globe are circles and they are parallel to each other and they are parallel to the equator. So the latitudes are also called as parallels of latitudes. There are 90-degree latitudes from equator, that is 0-degree latitude to the north pole, and 90-degree latitudes from equator towards the south pole. That means from equator to north pole and from equator to south pole there are 90-degree lines or 90 latitudes towards the north of equator, and there are 90 latitudes towards the south of equator. That means totally there are 180 latitudes, including with the equator there are 181 latitudes. 0-degree, from 0-degree to 90-degree towards the north means 90 latitudes. From 0-degree to 90-degree towards the south pole, that is 90 latitudes. This 90 northern 90 latitudes and southern 90 latitudes together makes 180. It is added by the 0-degree latitude, that is totally 181 latitudes are there on the globe. The ground distance between one and another latitude is 110.4 kilometers, means the difference between one and other latitude is about 110.4 kilometers. Dear students, now we'll go to study another important part of the lesson is important latitudes. There are all latitudes are not important. There are very important latitudes are totally 5 important latitudes are there. They are 0-degree latitude, 23.5-degree latitude, 23.5-degree south latitude, 66.5-degree north latitude, 66.5-degree south latitude, and there are 2 points. They are northern edge point and the southern edge point. The northern edge point is called North Pole. It is of 90-degree, and the southern edge of the southern edge of the southern side direction of the earth is called South Pole, which is having 90-degree. In this way there are 7 important latitudes. First of all, go on looking towards the picture given towards the right side of the page. The first line, it shows the 66.5 or 66.5-degree latitude. It is called as the Arctic Circle. Next, go to the second line, that is 23.5 degree towards the north of equator. Or you can also call it as 23.5 degree latitude. It is called as Tropic of Tropic of Cancer. Go to the middle part of the earth, that is equator, that straight line equator. This equator is of 0 degree latitude and it is called as equator or the great circle. Towards the southern part of the equator, towards the downal part of the equator, you can see the another line. It is having 23.5 degree south latitude, it is called as, and it is called as Tropic of Capricorn. Go to the last line, that is the having 66.5 degree latitude. It is called as Arctic Circle. It is towards the southern part of the equator. And go to the top point of the north, that is which is called as North Pole. It is having a 90 degree and from the equator. And go to the southern edge, that is South Pole. It is having a 90 degree. In this way, North Pole and South. And the distance between the Arctic Circle and Tropic of Cancer is called as temperate zone. It is having temperate zone. The North Pole to Arctic Circle area is called as frigid zone. The Arctic Circle to equator, the equator and equator to Tropic of Capricorn, the area, the zone is called as torrid zone. And the Tropic of Capricorn to the Antarctic Circle, the area is called as northern temperate zone, southern temperate zone. The Antarctic Circle to the South Pole area is called as southern frigid zone. Means the blue part on the figure is called as north frigid zone. The green part towards the north is called as north temperate zone. The brown zone in between Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn is called as torrid zone. And again the green zone from the Tropic of Capricorn to Antarctic Circle is called as southern temperate zone. And again the blue part from the Arctic Circle to South Pole, this zone is called as south frigid zone. In this way, very important latitudes are explained, and about these latitudes we will more in our 9th standard. Now we'll come to look into the another important part of the lesson, that is longitudes and the latitudes. Longitudes we'll see. The longitudes are nothing but they are imaginary lines drawn vertically on the earth globe, are called as longitudes. These longitudes go on intersecting the equator, that is 0 degree latitude, at a right angle and join towards the North Pole and the South Pole. Means from North Pole to South Pole, the line which is drawn, which is intersecting the equator at a right angle, this is half circle or semicircle. They are called as longitudes. Longitudes are also called as series of semicircles which are running from the North Pole to South Pole, passing through the equator. All longitudes are equal, having equal length. All longitudes are having equal length, and they are also called as meridians. Meridians means midday. Meri means mid. Dian means day. Midday. Because all the places which are along the same meridian, which are located along the same meridian or longitude, enjoy exactly midday at the same time. So only they are called as meridians. The meridian at the place which is located at which is drawn at the place called Greenwich near England is chosen as prime meridian. It is also called as 0 degree longitude. There are totally 100 longitudes towards the east of the prime meridian, and there are 180 longitudes towards the western part of the prime meridian. There are totally 360 longitudes on the Earth globe. The longitudes towards the east of prime meridian are called eastern longitudes, and the longitudes towards the west of the prime meridian are called as western longitudes. They are also measured with degree. The zone which is located between the prime meridian to 180-degree eastern longitude is called as eastern hemisphere, and the zone which is located between the prime meridian to 180-degree western longitude is called as the western hemisphere. The distance between two longitudes goes on decreasing gradually with the distance from the equator, because all longitudes meet at two poles, that is the north pole and the south pole. Because of that, the distance between the two longitudes goes on decreasing from the equator towards the south pole and towards the north pole. The longest distance between two longitudes at equator is 111 kilometers. Dear students, in our future class we will go on studying about another important part of the longitude, that is local timer, standard timer, etc. Thank you very much.